Henry!
Useless parasites. Vagabonds.
Are you happy here?
Slackers.
It's not worth a damn. If I had any choice, you wouldn't see my heels for dust.
Well, what's happened? Did you two get yourselves into trouble?
A fine friend you are, assuming it's our own bloody fault.
Oh, come on. You know what you two are like. I had to ask.
Well, perhaps with that monk. But now, the foreman's got it in for us. If he could, he'd skin us alive.
Always forcing you to work, is he?
If only. That wouldn't be so awful. But nothing we do is good enough for him. There's always some reason for him to yell at us.
I can imagine.
You know what it's like. We do too little, and it takes us too long, and what we eat's worth more than the work we've done, and it's no fun listening to that sort of shit day after day.
And you definitely don't... You don't ever provoke him?
I've already told you once, he's an arsehole. I'd say there's nothing we can do about it. If he wants to yell at us, he'll yell at us.
Have you tried talking with him?
What do you think? But that just sets him off. He starts saying we're practically bandits, and what he's going to do about it. That gets Fritz going, and he starts yelling too, and...
And the miller won't stick up for you? I would have thought all the yelling would drive him mad.
Not really. He trusts that loudmouth bastard more than us. He's got us down for a pair of parasites.
I see.
What's so stupid is the mill really needs us. They haven't had any hands here for quite a while, and the mill needs a lot of fixing. But with them around, we can't even get to work.
And what do you want to do about it? Just run away?
Actually, I'd like to stay here, at least for a bit. I never would have thought I'd like working in a mill. But not with him around. It's unbearable, and there's no one I can complain to. But you could.
Me? Do you think they'll listen to me?
They did once already, didn't they? They hired us because of you. You could have another word with them.
Back then, making promises was enough. Now, it will be worse.
You can forget about the miller. It's Thomas you need to convince. The miller takes his opinion seriously. So, will you do it for us? Again?
Fine. I'll try and talk to him.
I'm glad. But try not to get on his wrong side. You won't get anywhere with him then.
I'll keep that in mind. I'd like to ask about that Thomas again. I'd never have guessed he's like that.
Well, get a job here as a hand and you'll soon see.
And what does he do during the day? Does he work with you?
Good one. He keeps his eye on everything, but his hand only touches the saw when the miller shows up, which isn't that surprising.
Why?
The last time he did anything, he almost took his thumb off with a chisel. I wouldn't put an axe in those paws of his either.
So he's clumsy and arrogant. That's what you said about your last master, that Nimoy.
Aye, but at least you could sneak away from old Nimoy for a bit. No chance of that around here. See you later.
Hey, twat face!
Matthew told me your foreman's a fool, and you're not exactly filled with Christian love for him.
You better believe it. I'd like to pay him back for everything and drown him in the river.
What about the others at the mill? Are they awful as well?
The miller's an old fool. He believes every word that comes out of Thomas's mouth. It's hopeless. And then there's the miller's daughter. She's a pretty lass, and kind with it. And what can she do? Nothing. Not that it stops Matthew going to see her. But it's Thomas who's the root of the problem.
Do you think he's jealous? Is she a sweetheart?
He might make puppy dog eyes at her, but most of the time he just struts about like a peacock. I really don't think she's the problem.
And what do you want to do about it? Do you think you can come to an agreement?
No fucking chance. Matthew hopes so because he likes it here. It's true the work's better than the mines, but the pay's worse.
So how do you plan on dealing with it? Leaving?
Perhaps. But first, I want to give Thomas a proper trouncing. I mean a real thrashing.
And you think that will help?
Maybe.
Oczywiście, że...
Maybe it'll knock some sense into that fat head of his. Or he'll be too frightened to mess with me.
That might help.
So why don't you arrange a fight with him? If we win, he'll leave us alone. Oh, we could...
What?
We could lure him off someplace far away and then wait for him. Maybe to play dice with Lawrence. He would have to go through the dark woods.
I'll think about it.
Dobrze. Ty też się baw dobrze. Przyjdziemy do ciebie później.
I still want to ask you more about Thomas. Drown him? What's he done to you?
It was the first or the second day here. We had a disagreement and I told him off. And then, all of a sudden, we're fighting and that fucker just throws me in the river. I nearly drowned.
Well, how did you get out? I thought you couldn't swim.
I can't. They pulled me out. I was up to my waist in water.
I see. Well, I'd be pretty fucking angry too. So you want to pay him back?
Exactly. I don't give a shit about anything around here, but that bastard's in need of a good trouncing.
I spoke with him briefly and he doesn't seem so horrible.
Then you ought to try working with him. He's a sneaky bastard and arrogant. You should see how he puffs himself up when he's off to play dice with Lawrence.
Who's Lawrence? Another mill hand?
Aye, but at the neighbouring mill. They call him the Wren. Damned if I know why. Thomas goes there to play dice with him. Take care.
Good day to you.
So what do you think about the workers I brought you?
If I hadn't put in a good word for them, the miller would have thrown them out by now.
It's good they have someone to look out for them. Lawrence from Bodine sends word that he has some time at night and some groschen.
Lawrence from Buddy. The Wren. You've had dealings with the miller Peshek.
Ah, you have it all mixed up. Peshek is from the Ratai mill.
You're right. I do have it mixed up. And Lawrence, you say?
Yes, Lawrence.
Well, I have a lot of work now, so... Good luck to you.
Greetings. Are you? It's not.
What's happened?
Why is it taking so long?
If only. That
Okay.
you.
And
No.
And you have you?
What do you think? Well,
And what does he do?
good one.
Why?
The last time it.
So he,
Aye, but
and what? Do
actually,
you, me?
they did once.
Back.
You can forget it.
I'll keep that.
Take care.
Glad to fucking...
What about? Do you?
You know-
Well, how? And what? So, and that
So
what?
we could...
I still want. I spoke with him.
Then you ought to try working with him. He's a sneaky bastard and arrogant. You should see how he puffs himself up when he's off to play...
Who's Lawrence? Another mill hand?
Good luck
Się ciemno zrobiło. No. Bo już jest 20.
No, przeleciało, co?
No.
God be with you.
Fajnie, bo sobie porobiłaś same poboczne dziś.
Yep.
Lawrence from
I
Budgie.
jedną
Lawrence
drugą.
from Budgie.
Yep.
You're right.
The Wren, of course.
Ah, I must have misheard you. Yes, I'll definitely stop by.
O tak.
So what do you think?
If I hadn't put in a good...
It's good they have someone.
Good luck to you.
Good health to you.
Are you happy with your new workers?
They're good carpenters, but someone constantly has to stand behind their backs and keep an eye on them.
Really?
Yes, yes. When I'm there with them, everything goes smoothly. But the moment I leave, I hear Thomas yelling at them.
I've heard.
I don't know what I'd do without Thomas. He keeps an eye on everything for me now. The mill wouldn't function without him.
Yeah, but Thomas has problems with carpentry.
You're right. You should hear him cursing when he has to turn his hand to it. He knows he'll never be a real miller.
What, just because of that?
Może zrobimy sobie do
No.
tego? Nie.
He's not
Yeah.
too skilled at handling the water wheel and the mill run either. He can wield a shovel well enough, but otherwise I have to keep telling him how to do things.
Uj. Nie patrzyłam na kamerkę, bo w sumie zajęłam się grą. Patrzę, że ciemno jest.
So he's not been foreman too long then?
No. My son used to run the mill, but then his wagon overturned with him inside it. It'll be a year ago now, come spring.
I'm sorry.
Me too, boy. And after Martin was gone, the other workers left and only Thomas stayed. I don't know what I'd do without him.
What happened that day? Wagons don't overturn themselves.
He was transporting new stone blocks for the mill and he had to take a detour. Since the wagon was too heavy for the Ford, it was after a downpour. The load must have slipped and the whole wagon fell on him. I pray it was quick.
So he was alone, with no one to help him.
Of course not. Thomas was there too. He helped Martin to load the wagon in Sassa and both of them set off back.
Just the two of them. No one else was there.
No, they always did it that way. Martin didn't like dragging people where it wasn't necessary, when they could be doing work elsewhere. But if I had been there with them, maybe he'd still be alive. Thomas couldn't pull the wagon off him. He ran for help,
Let's go,
but it was
bro.
already too late.
I'm sorry. But I'm sure he's in God's kingdom now.
He was a good boy, a kind soul.
Have you been without carpenters for a while?
A long time. Since winter, it's been just me and Thomas.
Nobody stays around.
No. These days, it's hard to find a man you can rely on. Young lads today are bone idle. None of them wants to do an honest day's work.
And how many have actually worked here?
About half a dozen, maybe more. We always put up with them till the most urgent work was done, then sent them packing.
And what about Jane? Shouldn't she have a husband by now?
What are you trying to say?
A pretty girl like her is ripe for marriage.
With a large
Ten-
dowry
co on
because she
takie robi
comes from a
kółka w ogóle?
mill?
Co
Well.
ten chłop?
She had herself a man once, but he ran away during the winter. He wasn't up to the work either.
And how long did he last?
się kręci.
You know, he was here for a while. But back then my son was a foreman and he was a kindly soul. Too kind. He never threw anyone out.
So everyone started leaving when Thomas took over.
Well, Thomas is a dog on slackers. And just as well. Maybe it's harsh, but that's what you need nowadays. If we don't mill, folk don't eat.
So, the moment Thomas became mill foreman, everyone started running off. Not one man could stand it here, even if they had a chance to marry Jane. Don't you think Thomas might be doing it on purpose? Sounds to me like he's after the mill, or your daughter, or both.
That's not like him. He's a good man and straightforward.
Uh-huh.
He knows I can always send for a new mill foreman.
And Jane,
Don't worry about her. She'll wed whoever I approve of, even Thomas if he asks for her hand. At least with him, I know he won't leave the mill.
indeed, why would he once he's got rid of everyone else?
That's enough. I don't know why you're trying to slander Thomas, but I don't mean to listen to it any longer. May the Lord...
Mhm.
I heard what you asked my father. You can't expect help from him. He's none too sharp these days.
And can you help me then?
No. Nobody listens to me. But I wanted to say that Thomas does do it on purpose. He did it the same way before.
Why?
Because he's afraid if someone comes who's more skilled, Father will notice and give his job to the newcomer.
And your father lets him? Can't he settle this?
He probably could, but he doesn't want to. My brother was the mill foreman before him, but last year a wagon overturned on him, broke his back. It broke my father too. And Thomas was here the longest. He was always close to my brother, so Father chose him as the mill foreman.
Well, what happened to your brother?
And what does that have to do with this?
I don't know. You mentioned it, so I was just wondering.
There's not much to tell. A stone block that was loaded wrong, slippery ground after rain, and when the wagon overturned on him, there was no one around to help.
What do you mean, no one? Surely he wasn't alone.
No, he had Thomas with him.
Mhm.
But Thomas couldn't lift the wagon off him, and by the time he found help, it was too late. And as if that wasn't bad enough, someone robbed my brother while Thomas was looking for help.
Someone robbed him after he was dead.
I don't know. But they took a mottled scarf which I gave him as a keepsake. He laughed when I gave it to him. He said it would make him look like a fop, but he still wore it all the time. And someone must have thought it was worth stealing.
But who'd steal a scarf?
Why are you asking me? When they brought him back here, he didn't have it. That's all I know.
I'm sorry about what happened to him.
Me too. But it was his own fault. If he'd brought more people with him, he'd still be alive. He was too kind for his own good.
And Thomas doesn't listen to anyone. Can't you persuade him?
No. He keeps looking my way and tries to be nice, but he doesn't care what I've got to say. When I tell him something, it goes in one ear and out the other.
And this probably won't end well. I understand.
Well.
I have nothing more to say.
Vagabonds. Slacker. Good luck to you.
I heard you were with the miller's son when the wagon fell on him.
What of it?
I just heard some talk and I wanted to get the story straight from you.
Talk? From who?
I heard some gossip about it at the ale house. What happened? Was it really lightning that scared the horses?
What? No, there wasn't any storm. It was just the road was muddy, and so we rode closer to the edge of it.
It's a real stroke of bad luck, isn't it?
Tell me about it. If I'd been behind the wagon, it would have fallen on me too.
Why did only 2 of you go?
He always did it that way. 2 people are enough for the trip, and if we needed an extra pair of hands, we could always find some local.
Except at the end. If there had been more of you, he might have survived.
Do you think I don't know that? I couldn't move the wagon on my own, so I went looking for help. We'd met a few travelers along the way, and I ran to find them, but it was too late. The weight of it crushed him while I was gone.
I'm sorry.
Me too. Me too. I didn't want to be the mill foreman, but the last thing he ever said to me, the very last thing he ever asked of me, was to take care of the mill.
And I heard someone robbed him.
Robbed? What kind of nonsense is that?
I heard he was missing something when they brought him back.
What?
Jaki agent.
I don't remember anything.
He had a scarf with him.
Really? I don't know. Maybe he lost it on the way. Or it sank into the mud. Yes, that's probably it. It's still buried there somewhere.
Well, I hope he's resting in peace.
Amen.
About those two.
It's a wonder.
But you need the help anyway. And they're pretty handy.
Maybe. But they're in no danger of overworking themselves. They act like they're too good for the mill. And I saw them eyeing up Jane.
Nothing strange about that. She's a pretty girl, and she's of an age to marry.
It's not marriage they've got on their minds. They'd have their way with her, then before her belly started to grow, they'd have run for the hills.
Look, we can reach an agreement. You need the mill fixed, they need the money. If they have peace to do their work, they'll be able to finish it faster.
But
And then they'll take their groschen and leave. The mines will open again, and the faster they get their money, the quicker they'll be gone.
do you really think I can trust them to do it?
Tak.
Will they do their work and leave? And leave Jane alone in the meantime?
Of course. They're not interested in the mill. They just need the coin to pay their debts. Once they've got enough, they'll have no reason to stay here.
I never thought we could sort it out this way.
I've known them for a long time, and you can rely on them when it comes to this. Everybody will be better off.
All right. If they keep their part of the bargain, I'll even give them a few extra groschen. But woe betide them if they don't. You can tell them that. God be with you.
Ed.
May the Lord watch over you. Why is it taking so long?
Greetings, Henry.
I spoke with the miller's daughter.
It's a shame her father won't listen to her. She knows all about Thomas, but
Her father doesn't
Ale tu
believe.
dochodzenie było, ja
he reckons
pierdzie.
it's just a woman's fancy. He probably thinks she's smitten with one of us. Not that I'd object,
W
but she's a clever
młynie
one. She'd make a
chciałam
better miller than
rozwiązać
either of those two.
konflikt.
It took some doing, but I made a deal with him.
I'm glad to hear it. So we can stay here? He'll leave us be?
He'll leave you alone, but there are conditions.
telefonie czy ten?
Once you finish your job, you'll vanish from here. But you'll get an extra groschen or two for your troubles.
And that's it? I thought... Never mind.
Akurat.
Oh, and you're to stop dallying with the miller's daughter. Keep on mucking about with her and you'll muck things up for yourselves.
The fucking bastard. He can go fuck himself. He'd better give us
Kurwa.
enough groschen to make it worth it.
Wyciągnęłaś mi słuchawkę.
But
Oj, nie
I
wiedziałam, że
suppose I should
upadłeś.
thank you. You may have bought us some peace and quiet, and that's better than nothing. Here's something for your help.
Dziękuję.
Goodbye. Hey, Henry! God be with you.
Dobra, jeszcze do tego.
O, jak się tu pracuje?
Nie bardzo.
No i typowe. Bo to są lenie jedne śmierdzące nieroby.
Ten Tomasz jest taki wkurwiający.
A,
Gorzki. Popracują, zarobią i pójdą gdzie indziej. Dziczyznę.
Kubek.
Who's there?
Już wdupcać? Tak. Jeszcze? Już chyba wystarczy. Wiesz, że ja kocham Nutellę. Dziki, kici, kici. Co to za złodziejaszki?
Hey,
Ciota.
what's that? Who's there?
Chcę tej gry.
Bardzo. Szkoda, że podobne do Inki.
Hey, all of you! Gather here! What are you doing? Tired of life? What's that? Over here! Where is everyone?
No strzel w swojego.
Raise the alarm! Watch out!
Raise the alarm. Na strzała był.
Alarm!
Bandyci.
All of you, gather here! Raise the alarm! Over here! Where is everyone? Quick!
No i uciekli. A dzików nie ma. O, widzę. Startowałam. No tam jest chłop.
What's that? Well, I never.
Oj. Dobra, idź. Ja tu mam robotę.
The shot must have come from here. So where is that bastard?
hope I can be of...
So I got the game goods for you, Master Butcher.
Excellent. Show me what you've got. Looks good. Here's something for your effort. I've got another order. There's demand for deer kidneys. Can you handle that?
Sure.
Deer kidneys. Sarnienerki.
Take care.
Co mi dzwoni? Elegancko.
God's blessing.
I have the meat.
Splendid. Looks good. Here's something for your effort. I've got something else for you. The armourer's wife wants to make air offal soup. I tried to slip her goose organs, but she wasn't fooled.
She wants to make awful soup.
Hair offal. Innards. Can you get those?
Ah, hair innards. Right.
Good luck then.
Pogoda jak Iryle, co? Słońce i deszcz.
Yep.
Oj, oj, oj.
Perfect landing.
The Lord be praised. What brings you to me?
I'm here about the mine.
Excellent. So what did you find out?
It's been plundered and wrecked, but everything can be fixed. It'll be quite a job, but at least it won't have to be rebuilt from scratch.
That's a weight off my mind. And did you see anyone there? Thieves or suspicious types?
Nemoy and his gang were stealing silver there.
The vermin. I thought as much. Did you bring him here?
I tried to, but he was having none of it. He didn't want to burn, so he tried to kill me.
Well, I'm glad he didn't succeed. But now I won't be able to find out anything. Oh, well. Can't be helped, I suppose.
About my reward for the investigation.
Yes, of course. Actually, I don't believe any reward was mentioned. On the other hand, you surveyed everything as I asked, and that deserves a groschen or two.
Noise cancellation.
Oj, przepraszam.
And they tried to murder me.
Yes, of course. It's a sad world we live in. I'm sure you deserve a little extra coin for it.
It's been a pleasure.
Good. There you go, then.
A nice little sum. Thank you.
Enjoy it in good health.
Good luck then.
No, narobiłam się tych questów.
Tak.
Tak? Dobra. Patrz, zostały mi tylko 2 poboczne. Czyli to, co muszę poczekać, a to jest... To się coś zacięło.
O kurczę. A
Pamiętasz
nie,
tego
nie.
quest?
To jest to, co musisz iść do Janki. I
No,
to się zepsuje, ale co z tego? Będzie zrobione.
dobra.
To tylko 2 questy.
No,
Okej.
ale ja mam już dość.
No dobra, to wejdź.